And then I remember going out to dinner with Brian and I panicked. I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't follow me already, make sure you subscribe below. If you don't follow me already, make sure you subscribe below. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe below, like this video, and follow me on my Instagram so you can look at this face every single day. Today is episode 2 of my anxiety and depression series. My life is like day and night. Last week, I was like night. Now I'm like day. Not even kidding. Like, I feel like this medicine has already helped tremendously. I feel like a different person. I can finally get up and I can do things. Like, I'm coming out with a new program on August. Well, it's in the works right now, but it's going to be launching on August 1st. That's when you can sign up. So if you don't know about that, go on my Instagram and go take a look. It's going to be so exciting. I'm looking at new apparel to launch soon, or to get in the process of doing. Just things that I wouldn't have done like a week and a half ago because I just had no motivation whatsoever. And now I'm just like firing out new ideas. I remember last week my mom and dad asked me to do the dishes and I cried because I didn't want to do them, and they kept nagging me and nagging me and nagging me, and I just had no like mental strength to get up and just do a simple chore. And now I'm like cleaning the house, no problem. Like, I feel good, and I don't know, like, it has helped so much, and I'm really excited to see how my life is going to change in like a month because of this. Thank you to anyone who had any recommendations or, you know, any stories about how this has made their life change for the good, because I was nervous. I did not want to go on medication for something like this, but obviously it was much needed. So now I'm just so happy and I want to get my lifts in. It's actually helped with my macros too. I've been hitting them on the T. I feel like before I just didn't give a fuck. I was just like, whatever, what's 10 more grams? Like, now I'm just eating everything that I need to be eating. I'm not thinking about food. I'm just living my life to the fullest and not so like caught up in numbers anymore. I'm just happy. And I feel like I was at a low place with food like 2 weeks ago. So this is amazing for me. I also wanted to go over how I knew it's time to go talk to my doctor. For a while, I've gotten symptoms of having anxiety. I never really knew I had depression, like I said in the last video. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. I talk about me going on to the medication and stuff. But I never knew that I had depression. And sometimes you just don't know what you're depressed about. It's chemical imbalances in your brain. But I knew I had anxiety. I've had symptoms for so long. I think they started to show up more, I think in like college. I remember being in middle school and getting a symptom, I guess, of anxiety. Looking back at it, I remember like very vaguely what happened, but I was in art class and I was washing a brush in the sink. I sound like a fucking nut, but I was washing a brush in the sink, and I remember just like feeling very out of it and not like, just feeling like I was in a dream and I wasn't present. And I remember being a WebMDer and searching up what the fuck was wrong with me, and it said that I had depersonalization. Now, depersonalization is like very scary. I don't know if I have it, but if you know, look it up, I feel like it's a very scary thing. But sometimes I do feel like I could get symptoms of it or whatever, but it also is anxiety because you don't feel like you're there with anxiety. You feel very like secluded, alone, whatever. But I remember feeling that way in middle school. Weirdest thing ever. But I wasn't getting symptoms really anymore, except for like weird things like that. I remember in high school, I was very depressed in high school. That's when I really had started like my eating disorder kind of, and I was going through a very toxic relationship, thankfully that's over now, and I've found the love of my life that can actually show me what being in love feels like, and you know, all that great stuff. So I was very depressed and anxious back then, and I think that really led to my anxiety now. Trust is really hard for me, and that gives me anxiety, and it really started to show in college. And I feel like another thing that could have contributed to that was the drinking. Drinking gives me anxiety. Smoking weed gives me anxiety. Literally just anything where if I don't have control over myself, I have anxiety, and I just constantly drank and drank and drank. So that could have led up to why I am how I am right now. Really started to notice a lot when I was at my show in Chicago. I remember just being away from Brian and away from my family and wishing that they were there, and I thought I was just homesick, but I was like so depressed and anxious about everything. The only thing that I wasn't anxious about or like nervous about was going on stage. Like, I felt like that was where I needed to be, but like going out to dinner and hanging out with people, I just felt so nervous and scared and not myself. I wouldn't say I'm an outgoing person, but I do get shy sometimes, but that was on a different level. And I didn't even want to go to the mall with Courtney and Morgan. Like, I was just like, no, I want to stay in the room. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack if I go to the mall. Like, anything. I just felt so weird. And that's when everything really started to kick off. When I came home, I thought everything was going to be better because I was with Brian, I was with my parents, and I was back to my normal routine. And then I remember going out to dinner with Brian, and I panicked. I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I would get dizzy. And it's not even like dizzy like I'm hungry or I'm dehydrated. For Christ's sake, I drink fucking a gallon of water a day. And don't even tell me it's my electrolytes, because I take electrolytes, okay? So I have that in my diet. Nothing in that nature. I had my blood work done too, and everything came back normal. So it's anxiety, and I don't know if it's social anxiety, but that's when I was really like, I can't even go out to dinner with my fucking boyfriend anymore. Like, I need to go see someone. And now I can literally be in public and not be nervous, not feel like I need to leave and go home, and it's just such a great feeling being able to be myself again. So I'm really happy that I went down this path. I do still want to go see a therapist. I feel like I need a biased opinion on anything. Like, if I have any kind of troubles and I want to go talk to them about it, like just having that person there and getting some advice, like some biased advice, not from a friend or from Brian or my parents, it'll be really nice. So I'm thinking about doing that. Also, I say this all the time, I really want to get into yoga. Hopefully that'll help me just like decompress a little bit as well. Being an entrepreneur and running my own business, you got a lot of shit going on. And not to say that no one else does, but I think I'm gonna go into something like that, because I need a hobby during the day. I just sit here and I work on my computer, and it's kind of boring sometimes. That's basically all with this update. I'm hoping that I don't come back with anything bad in like the next week. I hope it just is up from here. So yeah, if you even care to watch my anxiety and depression series, thanks for tuning in to episode 2. That is how I'm feeling, and I hope I come back with some more positive feedback next week.